1974, in Zaire, the world watched the rumble in the jungle. In 1975, in the Philippines, came the thriller in Manila. Well, now it's time for another heavyweight contest, this time in Wales. So buckle up as two previous series-winning Only Connect teams do battle over the wall east of Port Call, puzzling through the connections south of Wrexham and attempting to solve the jumbles by the mumbles. It's going to be epic. And those series champions are, on my right, Frankie Fanco, a freelance translator and modern languages graduate who used to work at the Sandbach services at Junction 17 of the M6. Andrew Beasley, a football writer who has fostered 12 dogs and was stranded on a Croatian island during a thunderstorm. And their captain, Andrew Fanco, a translator and former white van man who was once put to bed by a noted TV botanist. All big James Bond fans, they are the 007s. Andrew, you and Frankie have a child now. Congratulations. Looking at the dates, I suspect that when you won your series, you were a secret team of 4.
Yeah, it was during Frankie's first trimester. So she wasn't feeling absolutely on top of the world, I've got to be honest with you. But it didn't seem to harm us too much. So yeah, I think our young daughter was giving us some help in utero.
Well, it's lovely to see you back again as a reduced team of 3. This time you are facing another set of series champions on my left. Paul Taylor, a data analyst with a PhD in pure maths who can write his first and last names at the same time using 2 pens and 1 hand. Ali Lloyd, a software developer who once climbed a tree to see a band called Lightning Bolt. And their captain, Katie Steckles, a maths lecturer with a brown belt in karate. United by a passion for puzzles, they are the Puzzle Hunters. Katie, your team also has a married couple in it. You're married to Paul. Tell me about the ring bearer at your wedding.
Yeah, we had a robot.
Did they all go according to plan?
I think so, yeah. My mum made it a little suit and a top hat so it would look, you know, not out of place at a wedding.
Enough of these pleasantries! It's a Champion of Champions final. It's going to be an extremely difficult game, I can tell you all. Good luck. Puzzle Hunters, you won the toss, but you've decided to put your opponents in first. So, 007s, please choose a hieroglyph.
Lion, please.
Lion. What is the connection between these apparently random clues? Here's the first.
Next, please.
So
is it going to be the something?
Yeah.
I don't know. The something to my soul. No, something the dispatch. Go next. Next, please. Must be the end.
It's the monster. I'm not sure that's right.
Could be. We'll go next. Next, please.
Few seconds.
The monster.
Not it, I'm afraid. Puzzle Hunters, do you know?
Is it the Tempest?
It is the Tempest. Those words are missing from every clue. Oh, then began the tempest to my soul. When from thy shore the tempest beat us back, some friendship will it lend you against the tempest. And from the tempest, hast thou spirit performed to point the tempest that I bade thee? Well done, you get the bonus point. And what would you like for your own question?
Eye of Horus, please.
The Eye of Horus. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
OK, so that's... Yeah, should we get another one? Next.
Like prefixes go up in 10 to the 3s, get another one.
Yeah. Next. That is...
The Inky, Binky, Pinky and Clyde, so they all rhyme except for the one that is mentioned.
Yeah, should we do that?
Yeah.
These are examples of the one that doesn't rhyme.
Very well done. You didn't need to see Cottontail among Peter Rabbit's sisters. What are the other sisters called?
Flopsy and Mopsy.
Exactly so. Tell me about the other 3 clues.
Pac-Man's ghosts, I can never remember, they're called Inky, Binky, Pinky or Inky, Blinky, Pinky.
It's Blinky.
OK.
The first 5 letters of the alphabet, obviously B, C, D, E rhyme and A doesn't. And what's going on at clue 2?
1,000, million, billion, trillion, etc.
Exactly so. So the sum is 10 to the power of 3 times n, which would always end million, billion, trillion, and so on, except when n is what?
1, I guess, would give you 1,000.
And why have we specified that n has to be 1, 2, 3, etc.?
If it's 0, you get 1, which isn't.
Because if n is 0, then it doesn't work. Well calculated, 2 points to your team. 007s, what would you like?
Twisted Flax, please.
The Twisted Flax. What do these clues have in common? Here's the first.
No, I definitely next. Next, please. Jeez, so he was Labour, wasn't he? Labour MP, I think. Dan Rogers.
Did he defect then?
She became French, say. And then he
We'll go for next.
Yeah.
Next, please. Oh, he did a press conference naked, didn't he?
He did.
So it's going to be that. It's going to be getting naked. Yeah. I'm confident.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. Doing something naked.
That is the right answer. You didn't need to see Gary Lineker when Leicester City won the Premier League, although I must say that's something I'd like to see. What do you recognise of these stories?
Well, the only one really that I was aware of was Mark Williams. So when he won the world title, he did his sort of victory press conference with nothing on, because he said he would do that, and he honoured his pledge, which is the same as what Gary Lineker did with Leicester City.
Yes, although to be fair to Gary Lineker, he said it would be in his undies, which it was. Doria Tillier, that's a French weather presenter, and she said that if France qualified for the World Cup, she would streak naked. Dan Hodges said that if UKIP got more than 6% of the vote, he would streak naked down Whitehall. Do you know what they got, UKIP? It was 12.6%, it was more than double. But he ran down Whitehall in his pants. And it's all right, because Gary Lineker said he'd have his pants on. I think if you say you're going to do it naked, you've got to do it naked. I don't know if anyone wants to volunteer if they become champions. Well done, 2 points to you. Puzzle Hunters, what would you like?
2 reads, please.
2 reads. OK. It's the music question. What do these clues have in common? Here's the first.
Next. Another one?
Yeah.
Next.
I beg for some forgiveness, but begging's not my business. And she won't write a letter, although I always tell her, and so it's my
The junction
assumption.
it's called Elizabeth Street, is it, maybe?
I beg for some forgiveness, but begging's not my business.
Things to do with streets.
That is not it, I'm afraid. So I'm going to play a little bit of the last clue to the 007s.
The song title is the last line of the song.
I'll nominate one of you.
Frankie?
So the title of all of these songs isn't mentioned until the very last lyric.
That's exactly right. The title is at the very end. And there was an extra clue there in the middle two, Made of Stone and Up the Junction. They played to a certain point and then you heard a little bit of silence, and that's where you would have heard the title. Do you know what that first piece was?
Just Like Heaven by The Cure.
Just Like Heaven, The Cure, and Virginia Plain Roxy music at the end there. Well done. You get the bonus point, and what would you like for your own question?
Horned Viper, please.
OK. What is the connection between these picture clues? Here's the first.
Next, please.
Shells, yeah. Tongue twisters.
Go on for another one?
Yeah.
Next, please.
What's that? Peppers. Pepper.
Beavers, peppers, seashells. Go for another one. Next, please. These are tongue twisters.
They are tongue twisters. Please tell me what all the clues are and tell me very, very quickly.
She sells seashells on the seashore. Red lorry, yellow lorry. And that's where I've reached my limit.
You don't know clue 3?
Looks like a peck of pickled peppers to me.
There you go, pickled peppers. And the first one,
Woodchuck. Chucking
how
some.
much wood would woodchuck chuck if woodchuck could chuck wood? Back to you, Puzzle Hunters, the last question of the round, the water question. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
OK. We can check another one. Next.
Is it to do with them in capitals, maybe? Oh, no.
Should we get another one? Next.
Get another.
Next.
Country cards.
2 seconds.
Yes, the countries within the countries.
Yeah, country codes of countries with, is it enclaves or?
Yeah, so for example, Vatican City inside Italy. That's the country code.
That's right. The country codes are inside the country codes of the countries that the countries are inside. Could you talk me through all the clues?
It's Lesotho and Lesotho and South Africa is the last.
Yeah, there's not Morocco, the one that's in France.
Monaco.
Monaco, that's the one.
And San Marino in Italy.
That's right, and Vatican City in Italy as well. Well done. That means at the end of round 1, the 007s have 4 points, the Puzzle Hunters have 4 points. Round 2, sequences round, and 007s, you'll be going first again. So please choose a hieroglyph.
Eye of Horus, please.
Eye of Horus. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
1841 is something to do with Victoria, is it? No, OK, no, let's go for this. Next, please. 1940. Well, Ray was the 40th president. I feel like it might be something to do with the presidents.
Is it their age? So the number of president they were,
yes.
their age,
I think it is.
and then
Because
the year they took
1841.
over. So was Biden 71?
I'm going to go for this. I'm going to go for this. So it's going to be, oh no,
It's 60
six.
so 70,
46, 71, 20, 21.
I'm afraid that's not the right answer, so I'm going to show the third in a sequence of the Puzzle Hunters for a
I think
possible
it was
bonus
70
point.
as well. 46, 70, 2021.
That's not it. I think you have all worked out brilliantly that this is a sequence of the oldest American presidents. And interestingly, they are getting older and also going forwards chronologically through time. So in 1841, the 9th president, age 68, was?
Harrison.
William Henry Harrison, very good. 40th president, age 69 in 1981.
Reagan.
Ronald Reagan. 45th president, age 70 in 2017. Donald Trump. So the 46th president in 2021, Joe Biden, 78 at the time of being sworn in. So I think you all knew the connection, but not exactly the numbers. Puzzle Hunters, what would you like?
The lion, please.
Lion. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
OK. This is jobs that someone had or something. Next. No, I'm not getting anything. Should we get another one?
Get next.
Next.
I was going to say it's like Jack Shot.
Yeah, it's probably
2 seconds.
isn't it? Chat show host.
That's not the answer, I'm afraid. 007s, do you know?
Lawyer.
Not it. This is an incredibly difficult question. If anyone at home has got this, we'll see you next series. The answer is housekeeper. It is the jobs taken by the Kim family in Parasite. What is the unique Oscar feat of Parasite?
First foreign language film to win Best Picture.
It was the first film not in English to win the Best Picture Oscar. And without too many spoilers, the Kim family take these jobs in a household. English tutor, then another one comes in as the art therapist, another for a driver, and then Chung Suk, the mother of the family, comes in as housekeeper. 007s, what would you like next?
2 reads, please.
2 reads. These are going to be picture clues, what we'd expect to see. The fourth picture, here's the first.
Pie in the face. Yeah. Okay, next, please. Pulling pints. Pints.
Nothing obvious.
Next, please. Desperate
Cow
nice
pie.
pies, cow pie.
Yeah.
Custard pie, cow pie. Or was it just desperate? Dandy.
2 seconds.
Pecan pie.
Not it, I'm afraid. Puzzle Hunters, do you know?
No idea.
And let me tell you that if you don't know, you won't guess it in 1,000 years.
Bacon sandwich.
No. These are verses to a song going backwards. I'm going to read you the verses to see if you recognise it by the time I get to the beginning. We are the Custard Pie Appreciation Consortium.
we are
God save
Village
George
Green
Cross and all those who were awarded them. We are the Draft Beer Preservation Society. God save Mrs Mop and good old Mother Riley. We are the Desperate Dan Appreciation Society. God save Strawberry Jam and all the different varieties. We are the
Village
Green Preservation
Village
Society.
Green Preservation Society. God save Donald Duck, vaudeville and variety. This is the Kink song, the Village Green Preservation Society. Puzzle hunters, what would you like?
Twisted Flax, please.
The Twisted Flax. You're about to see the first in a sequence. What would come forth? Time starts now.
Say S or Z or Z.
All right.
Get the other one.
Yeah. Next.
It's a specifically
Is it like
linguistics thing.
EG sort of thing?
Next.
Is it like the position your tongue is?
Yeah.
Yeah, could be. No, but it's
Like
third, doesn't it?
D or
No,
B.
it seems to be
2 seconds.
Say B.
Would be an acceptable answer. Well done. Do you have any idea why?
Is it to do with the sort of positions of your mouth when you do the different types of consonant?
That is exactly what it is. So S or Z, that's alveolar. If you make the sound with your mouth, you'll feel that you're starting further back and coming forward. So it's f with your teeth here, and then anything where both lips come together, so P or B or M. Well done. 007s, what would you like?
Water, please.
Water. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
I don't know what that means. Okay, next, please. Chessboard. So there's
Number of black and white squares or something.
4. So chessboard is
Chessboard's 8
by 8. So 4. So that's 64. 4 cubed is 64. Is that right? Is it going to be? Let's go for next. I'll go next. Shall I? Next, please.
2 seconds.
6. A Sudoku grid.
And why would that be?
Because I'm very cleverly going from 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 and then thinking of something that is a little bit griddy.
It is gritty, but I'm afraid I'm not persuaded. Puzzle hunters, do you know?
6. Honeycomb.
Would be a very good answer. And why?
Well, isometric paper is covered in triangles with 3 sides. A chessboard is squares with 4 sides. There is no way to tile a flat surface with 5-sided shapes that are regular, and then a honeycomb is made of hexagons.
Exactly so. And what happens if you tile or tessellate pentagons?
There's a gap. The angles don't match up.
Yeah, or it curves. If you sew pentagon shapes together in a quilt, it'll make a curve. And actually, if space is curved the right way, you could infinitely tile pentagons, but not on a flat surface. Well done. And you get the last question of the round, the horned viper. What is the fourth in this sequence? Here's the first.
It's like colours of the
It's red.
rainbow.
Yeah. Richard.
Oh, so it'd be like Richard of York gave.
So it would be the
G
word
and
gave.
3 blanks.
G and 3 blanks in green.
Yes,
Should we
worth
do
a
it?
try. Go
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, okay.
G and then 3 blanks in green.
I love your gambling spirit. I'm afraid that's not the answer. Let's look at all 3 clues. 007s, you've got the chance of a bonus point.
So it would be R blank blank N blank blank blank
In green.
in green, yes.
Very well done. It would be R blank blank N blank 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 in green. Well calculated, because you didn't have very long when the clues came up. I think you noticed that it was to do with rainbow and letters, but if you look at all the clues, what we're doing is we're taking the word rainbow, we're putting it in successive colours of the rainbow, but we are only showing the letters that the word rainbow shares with the name of that colour. So we need to see the word rainbow in green, only featuring the letters it shares with the word green. And if you're still watching, I don't know why, but well done, Andrew, for giving the right answer. And that means at the end of round 2, the 007s have 5 points, the Puzzle Hunters have 7. Moving on now to an extremely difficult connecting wall. And Puzzle Hunters, you'll be going first this time, so please choose lion or water.
Water, please.
OK, you have 2.5 minutes to solve the water wall, starting now.
OK.
People in this final.
What?
I'll try Paul, Ali, Frankie, Katie.
Oh, because that would be a
There's
group, yeah, I
Andrew
guess.
as well.
There's who?
Andrew.
Oh, yeah, there's loads of Andrews. Yeah, $1 Million Baby is a film. Sons of Cuba sounds like a film. Gotham potentially could have had the
Ali
same
is a
actor
film.
in. Ali is a film, yeah. They're boxing films. Any other
Oh,
boxing
yeah.
films? Hunter?
Maybe Sons of Cuba. Leonard and Randy are there.
Randy Newman, Leonard Cohen,
Paul Newman.
Paul Newman, Frankie Newman.
Helen, maybe.
What's Vandalism?
Oh, Nanette Newman.
Yes. What's the fourth Newman?
John Henry.
You've got a minute left.
Helen.
Oh, yeah. Good.
Try some films, maybe. Hunter.
Yeah. I'm sure I've tried that. What's vandalism? I mean, I know what vandalism is,
Got
but why is
Ali
it
in
here?
it. So there must be like connections for all of the ones that are people in the quiz. So Frankie, it's got a rank in it.
Oh, Frankie. Frank Bruno, sorry.
Yeah.
Helen of Troy.
I'm just going to try random things.
Leo.
10 seconds.
Do we know who directed $1 Million Baby?
Scorsese, was it?
Maybe it isn't John.
And the time's up. The wall has frozen, but well done for finding one group amid that nightmare. What connects Paul, John Henry, Nanette and Randy?
These are all famous people with the surname Newman.
They're all Newmans. And you can get points for the connections in the groups you didn't find. So let's resolve the wall. Here we go. Gotham, Frankie, Hunter, Vandalism.
TV shows with the same actor in.
Not it. Look at the beginning of the words. You will find medieval tribes, Goth, Frank, Hun and Vandal. And the next group, Helen, Ive, Andrew, Leonard.
All people who share the same surname.
No, it isn't that. You add an S and you get St Towns, St Helens, St Ives, St Andrews, St Leonards. And the last group, Katie, Sons of Cuba, Ali, $1 Million Baby.
Are they
They're all
films about
boxing films.
boxers?
They are the boxing films, and Katie is a documentary made after the comeback of the boxing champion Katie Taylor. You were thrown by our fiendish trick. The names of everyone competing in this final is in the wall, but they are no group. Nevertheless, you did find one group and you gave me 2 connections. That is a total of 3 points, more than most people will have got. Let's bring in their opponents now, give them another horrible wall and see how they get on. It's the Lion Wall for you, 007s. Good luck, you'll need it.
Thank you.
The time starts now.
OK, so first things first, let's check for palindromes.
Palindromes. No
I
palindromes,
can't
but
see
Frankie
any.
and Andrew are there, which is nice. And Katie.
Katie's there.
OK, right. So
And Paul's there.
St Petersburg, St Petersburg, St Helier,
Okay, yeah.
St Paul, St David's,
Yeah, try that.
St Andrew.
Yeah.
Okay. So shall we try the first names of?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could be
So-
a fake group.
Yeah,
Why not?
but-
There's no
so
harm.
Frankie, Ali, Katie,
Andrew.
Andrew.
Right. Nora Batty,
Nora Ephron.
Nora Ephron, yeah. There's Ford Focus, any other Ford models? Hancock's Half Hour.
Hancock, as in your signature, John Hancock.
John
Yeah.
Hancock, yeah.
Myra Flynn Boyle, perhaps? But I don't know what
Don't know who that is.
Danny Boyle.
Yours?
Frankie Boyle.
yours.
Oh, yes, there we go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Good spot.
Katie Boyle, is that a thing?
Possibly.
Try.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so-
Aladdin and Ali, are they both things from 1001 Nights? Don't know.
Possibly.
It could be. I'm sure we'll go with that.
Norse starts with nor, that starts with or, that starts with and that starts with but.
But, yes.
So they are, is it conjunctions?
Conjunctions
or is it the electric gates?
No, it's conjunctions.
Conjunctions.
I think but isn't an electric gate.
Yeah.
So that would leave
leave
Focus, Aladdin,
Ali.
Hancock and Ali.
Well, Will Smith has played Ali, he's played
Yeah,
Hancock,
Aladdin and Hancock.
Yeah.
And been Focus, so Will Smith films.
Yeah.
Solved the wall. Very well done indeed. But what about the connections? Tell me about Paul, Helier and so on.
If you put Saint before them, they become cities.
Cities and towns beginning Saint. And the next group, Frankie, Danny and so on.
Famous Boyles.
Exactly so. Katie Boyle used to write an advice column in the back of the TV Times. And the next group, Orlando, Nora, Andrew, Butterworth.
So these all start with conjunctions.
Yes, they do. Or, nor and but at the beginning. And the last group, Focus, Ali, Aladdin, Hancock.
Will Smith films.
Films starring Will Smith. You got them all. You weren't fooled by a little fake group of contestants. You got the maximum of 10 points. Very well done. Let's have a look at the scores as we go into the final round. The Puzzle Hunters have 10 points. The 007s have 15. So, fingers on buzzers, champions. I can tell you the first group of disguised clues are all characters from novels and what they try to destroy. 007s?
Don Quixote and windmills.
Correct. Puzzle Hunters?
Frodo Baggins and the One Ring.
Yes, it is. Puzzle Hunters?
Ron Weasley and Slytherin's locket.
Yes, it is. Tricky one here. Bertha Mason and Thornfield Hall. Next category, Latin and English names for human bones. 007s?
Scapula and shoulder blade.
Yes, it is. Puzzle Hunters?
Patella and kneecap.
Correct. 007s?
Incus and anvil.
Well done. Puzzle Hunters?
Tibia and shin.
Yes, it is. Next category, pangrams. All the letters appear. 007s?
The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
Yes, it does. Puzzle Hunters?
The 5 boxing wizards jump quickly.
Well done. Everyone at home is shouting woven silk pyjamas exchanged for blue quartz, but the noise has sounded for the end of the quiz. And looking at the final scores, finishing with 19 points, the new champion of champions, the 007s. Very well done, well played. Puzzle Hunters finishing with 15 points. You are still champions. Very well done, you two. Well done, all of you. A great match, some really tough questions, and you were all as clever as ever. Thank you for watching, and I'll just leave you with this thought. Good night.